Okay. Something has been quietly chewing away at me over the last few weeks. I'll need to familiarise myself with it better, I know. This is going to be a bit of a... I know I'm going to butcher this, but... Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog are prophetic figures representing forces of evil and chaos in the Hebrew Bible. Ezekiel 38 to 39, Christian scripture Revelation 20, and Islamic tradition Yajuj and Majuj. They symbolise a massive end times coalition from the north that invades Israel before being destroyed by God. Biblical and religious significance. Ezekiel's prophecy. Gog is identified as a person, a prince of Meshech and Tubal, and Magog is his land. He is portrayed as a leader who gathers a massive army to attack a secure, restored Israel, but is defeated by God's intervention, which demonstrates divine holiness. New Testament revelation. In Revelation 20, verse 8, Gog and Magog refers to the nations deceived by Satan for a final rebellion against God at the end of the millennium. End of the millennium. It's an interesting term. When we consider the Gregorian calendar it changed from the Julianic calendar by 3 years, 3 months, and removed the month, which would make it 3 years, 3 months, 33 years and 3 months. 333. That's 3.33 recurring. If you use that calculation with pi, you get the volume of a hemisphere, the volume of a dome. It's half a globe. .369 is the mathematical equation for a dome. Just saying. So we'd be at the end of the millennium, according to Julianic calendar. Islamic Eschatology, known as Yajuj and Majuj, they are considered a great threat released near the end of days, also destroyed by divine intervention. Jewish tradition. The war of Gog and Magog is interpreted as a pre-messianic conflict. Which Jews are we talking about? Interpretation and symbolism. Symbol of evil. They represent the ultimate hostile enemies of God's people. Geographical apocalyptic. Remember that disclosure translates to ancient Greek as apocalypsi, which translates back to English as revelation. Magog is historically associated with distant northern or barbaric lands relative to ancient Israel. Literal versus symbolic. While some interpretations look for specific nations or individuals, many theologians see them as a symbolic of all nations opposing God. Other associations. Geography. They are sometimes associated with the Caucasus region or the Scythians, Caucasus. I would imagine that means Caucasian. Landmark. Gog and Magog is also the name for 2 limestone stacks near the 12 Apostles in Victoria, Australia. Ooh. Circumstantial, I would assume. Two limestone stacks. two tablets. I'm not going there. That's getting a little bit too conspiratorial and theoretical and a little bit out there. Now, let's think about this. There's also somewhere, I can't remember exactly what it says about it, but I know somewhere in there it says about a war between an eagle and a bear. Well, America is the eagle, Rome is the eagle. Russia is the bear. Now, we're looking at an area that's around Turkey, and it is predicted that that's where the war of Gog and Magog will take place. And Turkey is trumpeting itself as the new Iran. So are we going to have America and Israel occupying Turkey, fighting against Russia? Well, Russia's backing Iran. By the way, it's either tonight or tomorrow night, there's a blood red moon. And they're predicting that a massive volcano is going to go off in Hawaii.